What would you do if you woke up buck naked with no memory of who you are or where you came from? Nothing inside but this overwhelming hunger that gnashes out of your core, threatening to devour you whole. Unless you do the devouring first. Today, I am sharing my take on the TV adaptation of the award-winning Tabi comic book series. I think I don't have to warn you about spoilers because if you're watching this, it means you've seen the Tabi TV series. But there are details from the comic books I mentioned here that are not included in the shows. So if you're planning to read the books, just prepare to get spoilers. Let's start with a little background. The Tabi comic book series was created by Mervyn Malonzo and was first published as a webcomic back in 2010. It is set in 18th century Philippines and illustrates an intimate look into the Aswang rebirth or reawakening, their hunger, savagery, and points of view. It follows this sapling Aswang and his search for who he is and where he belongs, as well as the butchered, blooded bodies on his trail. The comic book made its debut in print publication when Visprint Inc. published Tabi Po Issue 1 in 2014. Then, it won the National Book Award for Graphic Literature in Filipino that same year. Its sequels are Tabi Po Issue 2, which was printed in the latter part of 2014 by Visprint Inc., and Tabi Po Issue 3, which was printed by Halia Publishing, an independent publishing company founded by Malonzo 3 years later. In 2017, Tabi Po was adapted for television by Signal TV's Sari Sari channel. The show, which premiered on October 27, 2017, was directed by Paul Basinilio, and its main cast are AJ Mulak as Elias, Adrian Alandi as Tasho, Phoebe Walker as Abel, and Jordan Castillo as Salome. It had 2 nominations in the 23rd Asian Television Awards in 2018, Adrian Alandi for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and Mi Amor for Best Theme Song. This show has an excellent production quality. The setting, costume design, and makeup all come together to give the audience an authentic 18th century vibe. The production and added characters breathe more life to the people of San Diego. Their lifestyles, secrets, desires, and flaws are exposed, and that's a good call from the producers. They added a few animated scenes, which I think is useful in depicting the more mystical aspects of the story. I particularly love the work that the makeup and prosthetics team has done. The show doesn't shy away from giving us blood and organs and guts and mad bestiality. You gotta love the gore. The show opens in modern Manila with its criminal underground, whereas the opening in the book seems to be portraying an ordinary, almost monotonous life for Elias, except for the subtle eating of live chickens posters. The show provides present-day Elias with more scenes and his lifestyle is better explained. This is a nice direction since it adds color and variation to the show. 18th century Elias's awakening or rebirth has been portrayed wonderfully. I can say this is a very successful book-to-screen adaptation. The sights, the sounds, Elias's confusion, the hunger, everything can be felt by the audience. Salome is given a backstory in the show, a poor girl adopted by the church and Padre Damaso, that creepy fuck. And this is when Elias first sees her. Whereas in the comic books, their first meeting is on the night when our Aswang trio feasted in Padre Damaso. I wish they added more scenes depicting Salome's savagery, like that part in chapter 16 of issue 3 of Salome drinking Elias' blood and biting him and such. It shows how twisted Salome has become. Yes, the show portrays her as cunning and heartless in her killings, but I wanted to see more. I always think that there's more wildness in her character. Really, she's the type to attack whenever she feels like it. They also added a reincarnated Salome in the show. And this is like a full circle for modern day Elias, I guess. A chance for redemption, vindication of some sort. I kind of wanted to see Tasho and Sabel's backstory. The TV series doesn't show their aswang awakening. That would have made a great scene since they look like the Philippine creation story of Malakas and Maganda waking up in a bamboo tree. So it's like a morbid nod to that myth. I think Tasho is portrayed as more self righteous in the show, and that kind of annoys me. One more thing, Linares, the man Sabel seduced and killed in San Jose, is not related to Pedrito in the books. The man was a worker from San Diego. Isagani is a minor role, but he's needed in the development of the story. Well, actually, the main reason I added him on this list is because, well, I find him boring in the show. He has more character in the books, but I don't really mind because he's just a secondary character. I found a lot of differences between the show and the books when I watched the ending, but once again, I don't really mind. Print and TV are two different art forms, so as the audience, we have to treat them as such. We can't expect every single detail from the books to be included in the live action adaptation since there are certain limitations. We get it, or at least the thinking audience does. That said, my ramblings here are just my annotations and, well, wishes as an avid fan of the comic book version. First off, in the books, Isagani is accused of being a swang and put in the stake. But Salome comes forward and takes the blame, bringing the heads of Quiroga and the Alperes as proof. 2. I didn't see Elias and Tasha's final battle. That would have been a great scene when included in the live action. 3. In the show, Isagani is the one who kills Abel. To be honest, it drew a meh reaction from me. The book version is more dramatic and satisfying. It's just fitting that the souls she ruthlessly killed will be the ones to end her, don't you think? 4. I would have loved to hear these last words from Elias. Ang tanging alam ko lang ay mahal ko siya, at ang mahalin siya ay ang kainin siya, upang maging bahagi siya ng aking pagkatao, nang kami maging ganap na isa. At ang kainin siya ay mahalin siya, minahal ko siya ng di tulad ng iba, pagmamahal na di na niya mararamdaman. It's really very reminiscent of Simon's sentiment when he learned of Maria Clara's death in El Filibusterismo. Patay na, ni hindi ko man lang nakita. Namatay nang nagtitiis. Namatay nang hindi niya na lamang nabubuhay ako para sa kanya. Those are my observations on the Tabi TV series and how it differs from the comic book series. If you want to add your own observations or reactions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. You can order printed copies at mervstore.com, and you can watch the Tabi TV series on the Signal Play app, which you can download from the app stores. I will provide the links below for your convenience. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel.